Hello there, I am Rusky-Doo, and I am here today to talk to you about dong plates. I hear you say, Rusky-Doo, what the hell do you mean dong plates? Well, let me show you about dong plates. There's two characters where they have this, I don't know, is it a strange design decision? I think I know how they do it. It's Reinhardt and Torbjorn. Let me show you some dong plates. You probably won't have noticed these before, but look at this big flappy plate covering Reinhardt's crotch. I mean, you can see it from the back here as well. On the other skins where he has like carbon fiber dong plates. Look at that carbon fibering. Yeah, that's not a piece of armor to the best of my knowledge. Like, you get that on modern armors, but on medieval armors you'd have like lames, which were like similar plates that cover the thighs because they can move with the leg. But I think pretty obviously, if you tried to move with a rigid plate hanging down your crotch like that, it'd obviously be very problematic. In fact, there's a way you can test this. You can get, say, an A4 book and tuck it into your belt, maybe with a bit of gaffer tape around the top of the belt, and just see how comfortable that is to move around in. And yeah, it's not. I mean, I haven't actually tried that, but I've worn like various types of armor, and yeah, that plate there, that's going to be very awkward. Now, I think even though it is weird as hell that they have this plate there, I can kind of see why it's a nice design decision. Because, I mean, okay, picture in your mind's eye, if you will, like no plate there. It looks a bit, I don't know, like the plate, okay, we've got the kind of this big triangle of the shoulders going down to the crotch. These scallops on the plate, in fact, do they have them on the Classic? No, okay, on this one, the scallops at any rate reflect the bulging thigh muscles. And on Classic, well, you know, it kind of, there's this line down the center of Reinhardt with these plates here, and that kind of makes sense. And without the dong plate, I mean, was there a design decision where, well, a design meeting where they had a Reinhardt without dong plate and they were just all looking at his crotch thinking, that crotch needs something more. The fact that we're all looking at that crotch is a thing. Because what the dong plate does is, I mean, I'm guessing you haven't really noticed the dong plate, because I think the nice design feature of the dong plate is it doesn't jump into your face, so to speak. It's only once, I don't know, if you know anything about like real armor, then you're like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, well, otherwise, I think it kind of actually fits in really nicely. You don't notice it. But once you've noticed the dong plate, it's like, okay, pauldrons, these big fellas up on the shoulders, they're normally quite big and pronounced. But actually, in terms of bits that stick out from the body ridiculously, actually those knee plates are crazy. I love that design. Look at how much they come out. And just in fact, I could do a whole thing on just the profile of Reinhardt's legs, because they're really, really nice design. Like, a leg could just be a straight thing standing down, but this has so much like dynamic movement to it. But yeah, I mean, the dong plate, it kind of fits in, but it is a thing. Like, he has a massive plate just covering his dong. It's not even covering his dong. Like, that's armor that stops bullets going through between his legs and missing him. And I imagine if a bullet hit the end of that dong plate, or like, you know, a rocket or something, like the pivotal force driving the hingy section into his crotch. What was it? Some Greek philosopher said, "Give me a place to stand and I will move the earth." And yeah, like this little fulcrum here, if like something with force hit the bottom of the dong plate and it wedged it into his crotch, that's going to be horrible. Imagine that hinged back between his legs. Oh, that could hurt your thighs. But that's not the only dong plate, because if that was the only dong plate, that wouldn't be such a thing. And I think the bigger dong plate, well, actually the same size but proportionally bigger dong plate, is Torbjorn's dong plate. Now, the actual plate to cover his dong is actually about the same size, but proportionally on the dwarf, it's even more of an issue. I mean, you can see the obvious problem here in that just in Torb's default pose, it clips into his leg. Now this one, again, okay, to simulate this, you would need to find a flat rigid object, about a third of the width of your body that actually goes down to your ankles. Then hinge that from the belt, and you just try walking around with that thing. I don't see that being useful. I mean, you couldn't even kneel down. This thing is longer than like your upper legs, so if you wanted to kneel down, you'd have to consciously pivot the dong plate forwards. In fact, I've not seen what happens when Torbjorn kneels in game. I don't think I can simulate that easily. Maybe later on I'll get someone to kneel down as Torb and have a good inspection of what he does with that plate. But it is below his knees, so either it's going to have to lean out forwards, disappear between his legs. Yeah, I mean, Torbjorn isn't even that armoured. Why would he need a plate on his crotch? I guess it's evocative of a blacksmith's apron, which, you know, for Torbjorn, that makes sense. He's essentially a blacksmith character. But yeah, my suspicion is that whoever did the design for Reinhardt was also involved in the design for Torbjorn, and dong plates are a thing. Unless this is a context, of course. Maybe like I'm not a WoW player. Maybe there's loads and loads of dong plates in WoW, and that's a big thing. But yeah, what is that doing there? I don't even know. Very strange. Anyhow, I've been Rusky Doo, and this has been Dong Plates. Good night.